Okay, today we're going to start talking about inequalities. The main difference between an inequality and an equation is that an inequality can have unlimited number of answers, and an equation can only have one correct answer. For example, right here, y equals 8. That's an equation. In this equation, the only value y can be is 8, nothing else. But in this inequality, y is greater than 8. In this inequality, the value of y can be any number greater than 8. The value of y could be 10. The value of y could be 1,250, as long as it is greater than 8. So backtrack just a little bit. Sorry, an inequality is just a fancy word for greater than, less than, greater than equal to, less than equal to. Now, since inequalities could have multiple, endless possibilities, there's no way to list them. You would be listing them until the day you died. If we were in the classroom together, I would say y is greater than 8, and we would go around to every person, and you give me a possibility of what y could be. We could go throughout the whole school, and every single person could give us a different answer because it's unlimited amount. So making a list is a little bit impractical. So what we do is we graph it. We graph the answers. So we show all the possibilities on a number line, and that's how we say we graph it. So if y is greater than 8, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to do an open circle at 8. And why it is an open circle is because it doesn't include 8. Y can't be 8. It has to be at least 8.01. It has to be somewhat bigger than 8. So that is why it's an open circle, because that shows it does not include the number 8. And then you darken and even the arrow showing that the possibilities go on. It's any number larger than 8. Now, I will show you a little trick to know which way to always darken your line. Look at that symbol. Doesn't that symbol look like it's like pointing that way? So that's the way that you darken your line. Now, a symbol you might not be as acquainted with is this one right here. Y is less than or equal to 2. In this inequality, the value of y can actually be 2 because you've got that equal to part. And that equal to part is this line here. It's less than or equal to. So when it says y is less than 2, but it also can be equal to 2. So if I wanted to graph those possibilities, here you didn't have -1 if you went down that way. That way, I'm going to have a closed circle this time at 2 because of this equal to part. It can be equal to the 2. So see the difference here between these two is this has an open circle because it cannot include 8 as one of your possibilities. But since this was equal to 2 or less than 2, it can include that 2, so it is a closed circle. And then you're going to graph or shade in this way because it can be any number 2 or less. And again, look how that looks like it's pointing in that direction. Okay, let's look at this next one. Another symbol you might not be as acquainted with. Y is greater than 4, or y can be equal to 4. So this is saying y is greater than 4, or y can be equal to 4. So again, if I wanted to graph My possibilities, this time it would be another closed circle. Anytime it has that equal to part, it is a closed circle because y can be equal to 4 or y can be greater than 4. That's showing that when you go ahead and darken that arrow, that's showing that it continues. It keeps going. The possibilities keep going.